Jameson Williams, Quintez Cephus, CJ Moore, and Tony from the Commanders are all being suspended for gambling, for betting on games. Check it out here. Eric Woodyard from ESPN looking at this article. It reads, Detroit, we have 4 players, including Jameson Williams, Jameson Moore, Quintez Cephus, will all be suspended for violating the NFL's gambling policy after an investigation by the league. Both Quintez Cephus and CJ Moore are suspended indefinitely. The Lions releasing them. And then you have Jameson Williams, who will be suspended for 6 games going into this year. Just minding my own business, enjoying eating a little lunch, and I see this. This is so frustrating. Like, supposedly what we're seeing here, Jameson Williams and Stanley Berryhill are being suspended for 6 games, and those 6 games are because they did not bet on NFL games. How have we not learned by this point? Like, I am utterly flabbergasted, and that's not a word I like to use. The Lions became aware of the NFL's investigation about a month ago before the league reached a final decision. As a result of the NFL investigation, it came to our attention that a few players had violated the league's gambling policy. This is what Brad Holmes said in a statement. These players exhibited decision-making that is not consistent with our organizational values and violates the league rules. We've made the decision to part ways with Quintez Cephus and CJ immediately. God, this pisses me off. And this is just my raw reaction, so forgive me, but I am so peeved at this. Disappointed in the decision-making demonstrated by Stanley and Jameson, and we work with both players to ensure they understand. Jameson Williams, man. Lions move up in the draft last year in order to select him at 12. We don't get to see him until, week 12? 13 maybe? Like, he had 6 games total to play. So hyped coming into this year. Nothing stopping the Detroit Lions from going and taking the NFC North, looking at our wide receiver core. Just pisses me off. It just pisses me off. And this is something with Jameson that, quite frankly, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was a little worried last year watching him in the final game of the season, I believe against the Packers, where he didn't get the ball thrown to him in a situation and he was huffing and puffing on the sideline. And Jameson is so gosh darn talented. The kid is a stud on the field. But man, it worried me. It worried me seeing this attitude where I was like, you want the ball because you're a competitor, and I love that. But seeing the frustration kind of outpour in that moment, after all, it makes sense because you're looking at a whole season of not being able to play. But I saw a lot of emotion in that moment that was I don't like that. Here we are going into his second year, so hyped for him for what he's going to be able to accomplish, and he is now suspended 6 games. It is just frustrating on a decision where you're like, where in your right mind? How have we not learned from Calvin Ridley? I don't know, man. I don't know. Jameson Williams suspended for 6 games. CJ Moore, special teams guru, gone. Quintez Cephus, who has amounted to nothing due to his injuries, gone. Just pissed at this news. I can't believe it, man. Here we are rolling into drafting this upcoming week. This week, 7 days, we have the draft. Might be picking up a wide receiver somewhere in here. Freaking frustrating, bro. Be better. Be better. Man, your team is counting on you. Your team is counting on you. Freaking pissed off at this. That is it. Live draft show this upcoming Thursday. Me and the boys. It'll be a blast. 7:30, I believe, is when we're kicking off. So please join us. Hang out as we watch the draft together. It'll be a good time. Hopefully, it'll be fun. We'll have good news somewhere in there. Blah, blah, blah.